Okay, today I'm going to talk about multiplying and dividing integers. And some people find this easier than adding and subtracting integers. So put that title at the top of your page and put today's date in the top right-hand corner. Okay, first, multiply or divide. Here is the concept. When the signs are the same, the answer is positive. And for example, if I look at something like 6 times 3, your whole life you've known that's, well, not your whole life, but since you've been multiplying, you know that 6 times 3 is 18. Now, you may not have known it at the time, but that's a positive 6 and a positive 3 equaling positive 18. The signs are the same. Both are positive. Now, when the signs are different, the answer is negative. For example, if I have negative 8 times positive 4, that is negative 32. The signs are different. One's negative, one's positive. Now, here's why. That's like having 4 negative 8s. So it's going to look like this. Negative 8 plus negative 8 plus negative 8 plus negative 8. And because multiplication is just repeated addition. Now, if I add 4 negative 8s in a row, I get negative 32. So it works. Okay, so let's see what these look like. So make sure you write down this. Signs are the same, positive, signs different, negative. So example 1, 5 times negative 8. Signs are different, it's going to be negative. And we have to know our math facts, people. 5 times 8 is 40. All right, example 2, negative 45 divided by 9. Signs are different. Again, when the signs are different, it's negative. And 45 divided by 9 is 5, so it's negative 5. Now, you might see it look like this in fraction form. Remember, fractions are simply division problems. Okay, let's look at number 3. Negative 12 times negative 3. Negative, negative, that means the signs are the same, so our answer is going to be positive. So it's going to be 36. And it could look like this. Negative 12 and then that and then negative 3. Remember though, parentheses, number next to parentheses, that means that the answer is going, or that it's multiplication. Okay, here. The signs are different. One's positive, one's negative, so the answer is going to be negative. 32 divided by 8 is 4. Signs are different, negative 4. Okay, try these on your own. Okay, welcome back. 6 times 4 is 24. The signs are different, so that means it's negative, so it's negative 24. Number 6. Signs are the same, both are negative. When the signs are the same as positive, so that's positive 40. Number 7, the signs are different, so the answer is going to be negative. 18 divided by 2 is 9, so negative 9. Number 8, the signs are both negative, so the answer, signs are the same, so the answer is going to be positive. So the answer is going to be positive. Okay, what happens when you have this? Here we have negative 3 parentheses 2 minus 8. You have to do it in parentheses first, order of operations, right? So let's do that. 2 minus 8, keep, change, opposite. So 2 plus negative 8 is negative 6, and negative 3 times negative 6, signs are the same. Our answer is going to be positive 18. Let's look here. I'm going to rewrite it this time. 4 parentheses, keep, change, opposite. Okay, negative 7 plus negative 2, that's negative 9, because the signs are the same, so we add. And here we have 4 times negative 9. Now, when the signs are different, it's negative. 4 times 9 is 36, so it's going to be negative 36. Here we have negative 2 times the quantity 14 minus 6. 14 minus 6 is 8. Times negative 2. Negative 2 times 8 is negative 16, because the signs are different, so it's negative. Okay, try these on your own. Okay, welcome back. Here, do sound effect here. Negative 6 plus negative 12 is negative 18. Negative 18 times 3. Well, let's think about this. That's kind of a tough one, but let's think about it this way. 18 plus 18, that's 36. Add another 18, that's 54. Okay, signs are different, so that's negative 54. Number 5, negative 5 plus 2, that's negative 3, times negative 5, so the answer is positive 15. Number 6, 11 minus 5 is 6, times negative 2. Negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. Okay, this next part gives people trouble. What happens when you have multiple integers, not just two? Well, there's two different ways to do this. I'll show you both. First way, when you have multiple integers, let's just take two at a time. You know how to multiply two integers. Let's do that. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8 because the signs are different. Now we have 8, and we bring this one down, right? So 8 times 8, we get 64. Now, what's that other way to do it? The other way to do it looks like this. Multiply all the numbers together, then we'll count the number of negatives. So when we do 2 times 4, that's 8, times 8 is 64. Now, when there's an even number of negatives, like there are here, there's 1, 2 negatives, even number of negatives, because we have a negative, and a positive. When there's an even number of negatives, the answer is going to be positive, because the negatives will cancel out. When there's an odd number of negatives, the answer is going to be negative. Okay? So let's look at this one. Let's do it the first way. Negative 3 times negative 2, both are the same, so it's positive 6. And we still have times 1 times negative 6. Then let's do these two. 6 times 1 is 6, times negative 6 is negative 36. Now let's do it the other way. Let's multiply all the numbers, then figure out if it's positive or negative. All right. 3 times 2 is 6, times 1 is 6, times 6 is 36. Now, negative, negative, positive, negative. There's 3 negatives to 1 positive. Well, if there's an odd number of negatives, odd amount of negatives, the answer is negative, so it's negative 36. Okay, try this one on your own. Okay, welcome back. Well, let's try it the second way first. 5 times 3 is 15, times 3 is 45, times 1 is 45. Is there an odd amount of negatives or an even amount? Well, negative, negative, positive, negative. Okay, there's 3 negatives, so since there's an odd amount of negatives, we know it's negative. Let's try it the other way. So, negative, let's take 2 at a time, that's the other way. Negative 5 times negative 3, signs are the same, so that's positive 15, times 3 times negative 1. 15 times 3, because we're going 2 at a time, remember, that's 45, times negative 1, our answer is negative 45. Okay, let's try that method with number 4. Taking 2 at a time. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2, times 3 times negative 2 times negative 3. 2 times 3 here is 6, times negative 2 times negative 3. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12, times negative 3. Negative 12 times negative 3 is positive 36. Let's try it the other way. All right. So, 2 times 1 is 2, times 3 is 6, times 2 is 12, times 3 is 36. And here we have negative, negative, positive, negative, negative. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 negatives. That's an even amount of negatives, so our answer is going to be positive 36. Okay, just to review, when the signs are the same, the answer is positive. When the signs are different, it's negative. When we have multiples, or when we have multiple integers being multiplied, if there's an even amount of negatives, it's positive. If there's an odd amount of negatives, it's negative. Or you could just go 2 at a time. That's an easy way.